Welcome everybody, this is Tiaan Kriek from a lovely shiny Portugal today. Today is Friday the 27th of February 2026. Thank you for listening, and this is the market recap for today. I didn't have a webinar on Wednesday, and I did promise that I will host or at least just record a video, so here we are. But before I get started, I need to make mention that I'm not a financial advisor, and that means I can teach you my strategies. I can tell you exactly where I want to buy and sell, but the actual trading decision you're still going to have to make yourself. For those of you who are listening to me for the first time, my name is Tiaan Kriek. I have many years of experience in the financial markets. I've trained thousands of people how to invest and trade the financial markets. I practice macroeconomics combined with technical analysis. So you can find it on my website at tiaankriek.com. I am also very fond of the 18.6 year property cycle. I incorporate that in my formula for the risk gauge to see if we are risk on or risk off. Right, let's get started. Okay, first things first, I have opened up my website, tiaankriek.com, and I've already logged in. So now I'm going to go and click on Access the AI dashboard and the trading terminal. This is my proprietary software that will allow you to construct a portfolio and also auto trade on any trading account. It could be a forex trading account, could be crypto, equities, anything. So the first thing I can see here is that we have a risk gauge at 80, which means we are risk on, and this has now happened after we had the State of the Union address by President Donald Trump, as well as the eagerly awaited NVIDIA earnings that we had on Wednesday. So everything is positive. What basically came out of the State of the Union address is that there's going to be tax cuts. You know, Trump is going to prop up the economy, and he gauges his success as a president by means of a rising stock market. So if we are risk on, then it means equities are going to move up in price, and we are likely going to see high yielding assets continue to strengthen. For instance, crypto, we will see on the foreign exchange front, we'll see the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, the pound, all of that strengthen, including the euro, and we will see the dollar continue to weaken. The reason for that is we still have an extremely dovish Fed, regardless if they are under inflationary pressures. They are under a tremendous amount of political pressure. So I regard the Fed as being dovish, which means weaker dollar, which means rising equities, rising risky assets, rising Australian dollar, rising New Zealand dollar, and weakening Japanese yen. Now, I know that there's a lot of people that's made money on selling the Japanese yen. I do think that it will continue. The Swiss franc, though, has been strengthening because of some geopolitical factors that's happening on our planet. However, I do see the Swiss franc itself weakening because the Swiss National Bank has been extremely vocal about intervening and artificially weakening the Swiss franc. Also, it's a carry trade currency, so you can sell the Swiss franc to go and buy something else that gives you more yield. Why must you keep your money in the Swiss franc when you're not earning any interest? Okay, so this is the AI dashboard. By default, it loads with the Euro US dollar. You'll have a daily chart and a 1 hour chart. If I double click the daily chart, it opens up and you have your trend lines already drawn based on the Dow theory of analyzing the markets with where a trend moves in a trend, where you have three cycles. You have the primary trend, the secondary trend, the current trend, and then also we have some indicators here, momentum, overbought, oversold, as well as volume. But most importantly, let me just see what's happening here. Let me open up this chart a little bit more and just see what's going on with the Euro US dollar. You see, the Euro US dollar is bullish. We are above this magenta line, which is a 45 period exponential moving average. So the dollar is likely going to continue to weaken, and this is why the euro US dollar is bullish. So we've got an 85% probability of moving up. The macro target is 21.73. So if I want to go and auto trade the euro US dollar, then I simply just go to my portfolio and I add the euro US dollar to my portfolio. So I'll go to the scanner, I'll click on Forex, and there we go, Forex, and there's the euro US dollar. I will click on add to portfolio. Now it's adding it. It says it's added. I go to portfolio here, and there's the euro US dollar. If I want to auto trade this, I click on auto trading, and I select the preferred trading account that is connected. Okay. By default, it will risk $100 because I have a paper trading account connected here in the AI dashboard, and the account size is 10,000. Okay, so that is going to be a 1% exposure. You can change that. You can also change what strategy you would like to trade, if you want to swing trade it, position trade it, or hold it. But it looks like the swing trading strategy historically has yielded 16% a year, as opposed to just buying and holding at 7.9%. So it makes sense to day trade this one. You can go and backtest a lot of instruments. If you click on the backtester, you can select the symbol, you can select the strategy and the capital and the risk per trade, and then run the backtest. If you don't select the date, the end date, and the start date and the end date, it will just default to give you a backtest result for a year. So this is the euro US dollar backtest. You can export this to an Excel, you can print it. Yeah, and you can do this for anything: equities, crypto, you name it. All right, anyway, so that's the backtest. But I want to talk about the markets. So if you have a look at my portfolio here, I have Tesla, I have Bitcoin, I have AMD, Google, and I have some cryptos as well as some commodities. All right, now I do think that we're going to see equities continue moving up. I do think that we will see the S&P moving higher, the Nasdaq, as well as some cryptos. Now, if I want to see which cryptos I need to trade, I'm just going to go and click on the scanner, and I can pick the ones who are bullish. For instance, Kite, this one is bullish. Bitcoin is bearish, and it says here wait for a daily bullish flip, which is interesting because now I've got Bitcoin in my portfolio, but it won't auto trade Bitcoin unless it turns bullish. Now, if I want to override the auto trading, I can click on the manual trade buy button, and then it will ask me on what account I want to trade it. I'm not going to buy it now, but um, I'd rather wait for Bitcoin to turn bullish and then let the auto trading place that trade for me. So if I want to have a look at the chart and see when it will turn bullish, then I can either click on the browse button here and click on Bitcoin US dollar, or I can go to the scanner, click on Bitcoin, and then show in dashboard, and then the same thing will happen here. So let's just wait for Bitcoin to load. There we go. All right, so it is bullish, but it's written in red, which means we're waiting for the market to move above this 45 period exponential moving average. Okay, that's the thing. Bitcoin's consolidating. It has to move above that magenta line, and then the trend's going to change bullish, and then the auto trading will start looking for trade. So that's why the auto trading won't place a trade. So I can build a portfolio, but some of the instruments in the portfolio will not be tradable unless, and the moment that they turn bullish, then the auto trading will place that trade. All right, but there's so many things you can have a look at here. Look here at in the AI dashboard, for instance. I can have an AI forecast. I can click on the AI forecast here on the daily chart, and then it will load forecasted AI candlesticks. All right, based on the current pattern, it looks in history, and if there is something that looks similar, it plots that into the future, and it shows that Bitcoin is still likely going to consolidate. So I'm not holding my breath. Interestingly, let's open up something else. Let's go to indexes and load the S&P. Show in dashboard. This is the S&P Ah, interesting. Okay, so the S&P is also consolidating around the 45 period exponential moving average. Let's show the AI forecast. Looks like we might get a bit of a break and then it's going to come back for a retest. So maybe we'll get a break here soon. Who knows? All right, so I am positioned for success, but it's up to the market to start moving and break out of these consolidative ranges. But if you were looking for direction, in my opinion, price is going up, and I am invested in risky assets, and I will be selling the Japanese yen as well, versus high yielding currencies, as well as the Swiss franc. I'll be selling the Swiss franc versus high yielding currencies. Okay, also, one more thing. If you want to see a narrative for the day, like a daily briefing, you can go and click here on the daily briefing. Okay, let's go and click on that, and then it will do an AI analysis. It will tell you exactly where we are on the yield curve. This is a healthy slope, but we risk on, and then it will give you a market overview of where we are in the 18.6-year cycle, where we are with the risk gauge, and what is the stance of the Fed. And it will also tell you what the key catalysts are, and what some actionable insights are. It's talking here about NVIDIA. It's talking about the Aussie US dollar. There's a buy signal that's confirmed on NVIDIA. And then we've got a market pulse giving you some extra information about geopolitical things happening on this planet. And then also an economic calendar. The economic calendar will show you what happened the past 12 hours, and then also show you what we can expect for the next 12 hours and what is important. This is the market-wide daily briefing, but if you want to have a look at the a symbol daily briefing, just go and select that, and then you can click on the symbol. We have now selected S&P, so um, it will give us a daily briefing for the S&P, and all of a sudden the economic calendar will change relative to the symbol that is being selected, and the commentary will focus on the S&P. Okay, so you can go and have a look at any symbols daily briefing as well as the market wide, and see what is the macroeconomic and technical climate. Okay, so that's the S&P. It looks like it's gone up with about 1% past 24 hours. We're bullish. It says it's go long, and that's it. So that's what we have from the dashboard today. So please join me next week for the webinar. And if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. Thanks for listening. This is Deon Crick.